all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 7th of August. Here's everything that you need to know. One of the first things I'm watching for today is the update from the Health Ministry. Yesterday, India added over 56,000 fresh cases of COVID-19. In fact, in just the past 8 days, as many as 4 lakh fresh cases have been added. As of yesterday morning, there have been about 40,600 deaths, and thankfully, 13.2 lakh people have recovered. Now, yesterday's news flow was dominated understandably by the RBI monetary policy and the announcements that the central bank made outside of the policy. You'll find all of the updates on the website bloombergquint.com, including everything that you need to know about the restructuring of personal loans. Now, one update that you probably missed yesterday was a notification from the RBI that tweaks the Basel III capital adequacy norms for banks. Now, the risk charge for investing in debt instruments through debt mutual funds and exchange-traded funds for banks has been reduced. That's a positive for mutual funds, and it could see more money flowing into their debt schemes, possibly even on the longer end of the spectrum. In the evening yesterday, the RBI released the results of its consumer confidence survey, and the result was not the best. Consumer confidence hit a record low in July because of the bleak economic scenario. The survey showed that consumers are pessimistic about the economic situation, employment, price and income compared to the position a year ago. That's to be expected, of course. Most respondents reported a reduction in discretionary spending, though their overall spending increased during the last 1 year. What's key is the expectations going forward, though. The respondents in the survey do not expect to increase their non-essential spending in the coming year as well. In the top global news, applications for US unemployment benefits unexpectedly fell last week to the lowest since March, offering a ray of hope for an economy still battered by the pandemic. Initial jobless claims in regular state programs fell by 249,000 to 1.19 million in the week ended 1st of August, according to Labour Department data. That was the largest improvement in almost 2 months. Even with the drop, though, initial claims were more than 5 times pre-crisis levels. Analysts have cautioned that it could take some time to confirm a sustainable trend in improvement. A US panel has recommended tightening the disclosure requirements for Chinese companies listed on American exchanges following mounting concerns about potential exposure of investors to fraud. That's a Bloomberg report. The group, which is known as the President's Working Group on Financial Markets, has not established exactly how the new rules will be enforced, but the final consequence would be delisting, according to a senior Treasury official. In international markets, US stocks ended higher, with the Nasdaq climbing 1% and the Dow and the S&P 500 gaining 0.7 and 0.6% respectively. And it's a mixed start for stocks in the Asia-Pacific region, with 2 of the 3 early risers starting off in the red. And with that, it's over to Hormuz Fatakia for the trade setup for the day in India. Good morning, Hormuz. How are we looking at the end of the week?
Good morning to you, Alex, and to all our listeners as well. Today is the final day of the topsy-turvy week for the Indian markets. As of closing on Thursday, the Nifty and the Sensex were up 1% each on a weekly basis. Let's get straight to the stocks that will be in action today. Another quarter and another loss for Vodafone Idea as it continues to provide for AGR payments to the government. The company's net worth has turned negative, according to a statement. Hindustan Petroleum's quarterly profit was aided by inventory gains and forex gains. Gross refining margins were below estimates, although they were in positive territory, contrary to Indian Oil, which continued to have negative GRMs. Other companies like Pidilite, Novartis, Adani Enterprises, Indian Hotels, Lupin, Lemon Tree, KEI Industries, JK Tyres and Dalmia Bharat reported earnings late on Thursday and will react to the same today. On to earnings that will be coming out today. Cipla and Mahindra are the two Nifty companies that will report numbers, and amongst non-index names, Amara Raja Batteries, Amber Enterprises, Balrampur Chini, Bata India, BEML, Emami, Container Corporation, REC and Sobha are part of the list. Shifting focus away from earnings, Alembic Pharma's board has closed the QIP issue at a price of 932 rupees a share. The price is a 5% discount to the floor price and a 14% discount to Thursday's closing price. The board of Welspun Corporation has approved the listing of Welspun Middle East pipes on the local stock exchanges in Saudi Arabia. ONGC in a press statement has said that it has managed to reduce its outstanding loans by nearly 8,000 crore rupees until March this year. The upstream oil major also expects the impairment losses that it reported in the fourth quarter of last year to reverse once the crude oil prices continue to rise. Deepak Nitrite's arm Deepak Phenolics is doubling its production capacity of isopropyl alcohol at its Dahej facility. The investment for the same is 50 crore rupees and the new capacity is likely to be commissioned in the first quarter of FY22. Jubilant Foodworks has announced its foray into the FMCG space after launching a range of ready-to-cook sauces, gravies and pastries. And there is no stopping the rally in metal stocks. The index ended higher for the fifth straight day on Thursday and has gained in 8 out of the last 9 trading sessions. As we gear up for the start of trade, the SGX Nifty is currently flat, close to the 11,200 mark. You can get more details on all of these stocks in our All You Need to Know copy on BloombergQuint.com. And with that, I wish you a happy Friday, a happier weekend, and it's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Hormus. And as always, thank you all for listening in. That's all we have for you in this podcast, but as always, there's a lot more on the website BloombergQuint.com, so don't forget to check it out. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day and an even better weekend.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.